What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is Love After Lockup, Season 3, Episode 17. Now, let me tell y'all something. I thought I had recorded halfway through this whole daggone video until I realized it wasn't recording. So, my bad. Let me get it together. Okay? Let's start off with Dylan and Heather. Listen. We left off last week with Heather crazy ass taking off, tearing down the camera, driving around the block 20 times. Dylan is scared, telling her, stop, we're going back to jail, please stop. You got the producers chasing behind her, trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Here's the reality. What they said, Dylan said that what he had to do was put the car in park and then yank the keys out of the car to get her to stop. So, of course, that pissed her off even more. And she's screaming at him. She's screaming at production. Production is trying to calm everybody down, trying to figure everything out. And Dylan's phone, he ended up leaving his phone in the car. He got his little book bag, but he left his phone in the car. She won't give him the phone, and she ends up taking off, right? Dylan said he ended up having to call he had to borrow a phone from one of the producers to call somebody to help him. And he said he took an Uber. Now, I don't know who Uber account he used because he only been out of jail for 24 hours and he had been in jail for 5 years. And Uber wasn't, like, nobody was really checking for Uber 5 years ago like they checking for it now. So, hi, sir. Who Uber? Did you use the producer? Did the producers give you that Uber? Anyway, somehow, honey, he in an Uber to go see his mama, right? Mama and his auntie. They're crying, he's crying, and he was crying. He was like, listen, this is not the woman I fell in love with. Like, I know Heather was a little needy, a little high strung, but I never knew it was like this or on this level. And at this point, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I am legally tethered to her, not by marriage or anything, but all my paperwork from jail has me living with her at this house. Like, what the hell am I going to do? So he's talking to his mom, and it sounded like Mama was like, listen, who we need to call, what we need to do, we got you. Like, you don't need to go back there. We just want to make sure that you're covered legally. Auntie is crying. She's so upset. He's crying. I don't know what he told them, but whatever he told them has everybody upset. And what we find out is, even when he was in jail, Heather was like this to the point where the mother said, well, he said his mama been down with him from the beginning, but he didn't get a chance to spend as much time with his mother as he would have liked, because Heather always felt like his mother was monopolizing his time. So even in your visitation, Heather was jealous. Like the fact that she was jealous of this 80-year-old woman on oxygen. You jealous of the man's mama? Like, Heather, you need some help. Like, I understand she told us that whole story about her parents sending her away to the camp and her being sexually assaulted. I get that. But this is deeper. This is some other shit. You really need to get some help, Heather. Like, it's something really wrong with you. And that was your warning sign, Dylan. And I get it. Like, a lot, just like women, we always, people like, oh, well, that was your warning sign that he was crazy. Oh, that was your warning sign that he was a cheater. But we see what we want to see. So, Dylan, that was your warning sign that something was a little bit off, that she was jealous of how much time your mama was coming to visit you. But in the interim, I also understand that, like, there's a little bit that's like, oh, that's cute. Oh, she loved me. Oh, she want to spend more time with me. Like, we all get like that. But, Dylan, that was your warning sign that she was a little bit. So, Destiny and Sean, child, Sean proposed, I can't even get it out, proposed to Destiny. She accepted, which I'm not necessarily surprised that she accepted. I just don't think it's necessarily the best idea that she accepted. But she did accept his proposal, and now she's talking about planning this big wedding that's going to cost him all this money. Girl, he don't have none. He don't have none. Like, you have spent it. This man done cashed out his 401k. This man, he don't have no money, girl. He don't. Okay? Whatever you thought he had, he don't. Whatever he might have had before he got caught up with you, he don't. And 20 kids. Okay? And it sounds to me like he lucky that the woman he's dealing with doesn't have him on any type of child support, because I can only imagine what he would owe with 6 kids on some sort of child support. Child. Bye. And so he says to her, he said, now that we're engaged, I think it's time for you to meet the mother of my children so that you can start building a relationship with my kids. You're going to be their stepmama, basically. And she was like, I ain't trying to be nobody's stepmama. Like, with everything. And she brought up a good point. Like, the front end of it was she ain't trying to be nobody's stepmama. But then she did bring up a good point. Like, listen, I'm about to go back to jail. Like, this might not be the best time for me to be trying to build relationships with your kids when I'm about to be gone. I don't know how long I'm going to be gone. That part was valid. But she really, out. If she wasn't going to jail, she ain't interested in being nobody's stepmama. Then she was saying how she really don't want to meet old girl because she want to fight her because she feels like the woman keeps disrespecting her by calling him so much. Girl, they got 20 kids together. I'm sure that there is something to say every day about one, two, or three of them kids. I'm sure there's something about pick up, drop off. I'm sure there's something about what happened in school, what didn't happen in school. Who got a boyfriend, who got a girlfriend, who was disrespectful, who was in a good mood. Like, when you got that many kids, there's always something to talk about. And again, I know that he lied to you about how many kids he had, but listen, once he told you the truth, you had a decision to make. And now that you know he got 20 kids, you have to understand and you have to take that into consideration, okay? Okay. With all of that being said, that's where we ended up with Destiny and Sean, his honey. They was getting ready to meet up with the baby mama down to the restaurant. Destiny said you might want to bring a couple of body bags because at this point I want to fight her and I want to fight him because I feel like both of them done disrespected me. And I'm thinking, Lord Jesus, this woman. Anyway, so John and Christinia, let me go on and talk about them and go and get them out the way, child. Listen, basically they're prolonging having to turn her in. They done went to a hotel and they done finally consummated this marriage, this spiritual marriage that they have embarked into, and they spent the night together. And the plan was that the next day they were going to turn Christinia in, and she was going to go to jail. She was going to do what she had to do. Well, of course, she woke up the next day and was like, I ain't ready to go. I just want to spend one more night with my family. Can I please just spend one more night with my family? So they end up going, instead of going to the jail, they go back to the house. Now, this is what I thought was very interesting. The sister was like, so you ain't turning yourself in? What's going on? And she was like, I just want one more night. I want one more night. She done told production. She said, listen, hold up. John is a felon. And we got a good thing going here. Okay? We done found ourselves a nice little place. We ain't living in the meth house no more. Okay? I ain't down in the basement getting high all day. I'm finally trying to get my shit together. I tell you what I'm not going to do. I ain't ready to put all of this on the line for my sister. So if she don't turn herself in tomorrow, I'm going to call the sheriff myself. I said, gangster. I feel where she coming from, but that's your sister, girl. Like, girl, that's your sister. And she the one that got you this place to live. If it wasn't for her, you'd still be at the meth house. She the one that said, John, can my sister and my mama come live with you? Girl, that was a little gangster. Anyway, Quaylin and Shayla. Listen, I feel so bad for Quaylin because all the women in Quaylin's life are out of order. All of them are. You got Shayla down to the... Is it Shayla? Anyway, it's going to be Shayla today. No, it's Chevelle. She down to the Kansas City, and she in her feelings because, of course, she mad that he left. Never wanted him to go, and she's upset because she said he's being distant. He ain't calling her, checking in like she would like for him to check in. And here's where you were wrong, because I understand it. I understand that this man made promises to you based on the fact that he was going to get out of jail and it was going to be you and him, and you built up your life around that promise. I get it. I do. But here's my big issue. One, you brought your daughter into this, and now you're turning this into he owes your daughter something. No, he doesn't. He doesn't owe your daughter anything because that was on you. You should have never put it on your daughter that this man was going to be her pseudo daddy. Talking about she needs a daddy, and Quaylin, from the beginning, she automatically looked to Quaylin to be her daddy. He not her daddy. He not. And until y'all are married, he still ain't her daddy. Now, I'm not saying that they can't build a friendship or relationship. I mean, I shouldn't say friendship. I'm not saying they can't build up a relationship. I'm not saying all of that. But for you to put this on him, that's not fair. The man is barely trying to figure out his next move. He don't have no job. He is a felon. He has not been out of jail in 12 years. Do you know how much has changed in 12 years? His maturity, The world has changed. I mean, even something as simple as cell phone technology, something as simple as social media, like all of that just did not, it was not what it is today. You got to get this man time to figure it out. And that's all he's asking y'all. His mama, his sisters, and you. He is saying, give me some time to figure it out. And what you can't do is browbeat him into making a decision, because what you're going to do is, if you push him into a corner, then he's going to end up making the decision you don't want him to make, which is what you're doing. She blowing his phone up. Then he got his mama and his sisters. His mama done already set him up on the bootleg job interview. He wasn't happy about that. Now he got his sisters trying to set him up with their friends. Now listen, let me. How do I say this nicely? Why would your first decision for your brother be to set him up with one of your friends? Why you can't set him up with a job interview? I mean, I know his mama did that and he wasn't happy about it. But I just feel like everybody's priorities now. You think that if he fall in love, he won't want to leave and go back to Kansas City because y'all don't like Chevelle, whatever the child name is. Now, the only reason why y'all don't like her is because she live in Kansas City. That's it. That's all. Because y'all want him there in Texas with y'all. And I get it. But what y'all are doing is wrong and out of order, because every time y'all bring up other women, I will give him credit. He keeps telling y'all that he has a woman and he is dedicated to her. And that's not fair of y'all to keep putting it on him. And then the sister done took a picture of him with the girl and posted it on social media. No one Chevelle was going to see the stuff. So then she calls him up. And your dummy, you knew she saw the picture. And instead of saying, I'm out with my sisters, we having a good, we just chilling. And I'm sure production probably made him answer the damn phone, because I wouldn't answer the damn phone. You already said the woman was blowing you up. You wasn't ready to talk to her. But you answered the phone. She said, what you doing? You said chilling. She said, where you at? You said at home. Listen, let me be clear. Bruh, let me just tell you. Whenever a woman say, where you at, she already know the answer. Just telling you. She already knew where you were. Okay? So you said at home. She was like, you lying. I just saw the picture your sister posted up onto the gram. I already see where you at. You know good and damn well this girl was following all your family. You do know that, right? She following family members you don't even know related to you. Okay? And then, of course, he got irritated, ended up hanging up on her, told him, listen, if you're going to press me out, I'm just going to cut the phone off, and I talk to you when I talk to you. And baby, he cut that phone off. He went back to the table and sat down with his sisters. But he was irritated with everybody. Because, again, he's been very clear to say to everyone, I just need some time to figure it out. I'm not here in Texas to get pressed out. I'm not here in Texas to find a woman. I'm not here in Texas to find a job. I really am just trying to reconnect with my family. Can y'all give me a minute? Everybody wants something from him, and he don't have answers for nobody. Nobody. And I fear y'all gonna put so much pressure on him, he's gonna make a really bad decision. Real talk. Last but not least, we have Sean and Maurice and Jessica. So Jessica goes out with her mom and her friends to do shopping for a wedding dress, because they're gonna have a real wedding, and while they're looking for the wedding dress, of course the wedding dresses aren't really fitting. She says by now she's 6 weeks pregnant, which means that I guess that's about right. She's 6 weeks pregnant, and she said that oh no, not last but not least, honey, we got somebody else. We got another couple. Okay, my bad, y'all. But we're gonna go ahead and finish up Maurice and Sean. So Maurice and Jessica. And so the wedding dresses weren't really fitting the way she wanted them to fit, and she ended up having to confide in her mom that she was pregnant, because then they asked her if she wanted to take make a toast and all that. She was like, oh, I'm not drinking. That's always a clue, women, when you be like, oh, I'm not drinking alcohol today. Girl, why? Why you ain't drinking alcohol today? Like, what's so special about today that you ain't gonna drink no alcohol? No, I'm just not drinking alcohol today. And then she finally just had to tell her mother, because she knew her mama was like, girl, why you won't take a toast with us? And that's, she told her mom. So they end up, they toasted apple cider, child. But she said that and then she's like, well, I hope Maurice isn't mad at me because we said we wasn't gonna tell nobody. Girl, Maurice and already told your daddy a week ago, okay? Which means that Maurice ain't tell her that he done spilled the beans, and mean that the daddy ain't told the mama that the girl was pregnant. I guess everybody can keep secrets around there except for Maurice and Jessica. Jessica said that she really wants to reconnect with her sister. You know, her sister cut her off 4 years ago when she first married Maurice because she said, you stupid and I don't want you around me. And that was that. So she's hoping that her and her sister can reconnect now that her Maurice is out and Maurice is getting married and now that she's pregnant. She thinks that that's going to be like a bond for them. So, you know. Okay. So we have Scott and Lindsay. That's our last but not least child. We have Scott and Lindsay. So Lindsay's still in her feelings that Scott read through her stuff or whatever. They still at the house and everything. But Lindsay has a friend coming to visit. And it's a friend of hers. She said, we've been friends for so long. We would go back. We've been friends since before I went to jail. We were in jail together for a little while. And then she went home. And we've been friends ever since. Listen, they went to jail together. So that means y'all was doing dirt together. Okay. So Scott introduces himself, but then he says, hey, I'm going to give you some time. You know, I'm going to give y'all some time to figure this out. You know, y'all go and visit. I know that's your friend. You know, Tara Bell is the girl's name. And Tara Bell ain't really feeling Scott. But what Tara Bell did say was that the producers asked her, is it about money for Lindsay? And Tara Bell was like, it's always about money with Lindsay. Like, either you're going to take care of Lindsay and you're going to keep her in the style in which she has become accustomed, or she going to figure out somebody else who will. So, I mean, she was honest about it, honey. So Scott, like I said, he introduced himself, but then he kind of was like, I'm going to go ahead and let y'all, you know, that's your friend, let y'all talk and everything. And he was off doing other stuff. And so Lindsay is just letting her know what happened with the letter and how she just can't trust him and why would he do that to her and that kind of thing. And then, so then she was just talking about how, you know, Scott hadn't done all the things he promised to do. And if it hadn't been for COVID, you know, her daughter's room wasn't fixed the way it was supposed to be. Even though he's been working really hard on it now, she's just really upset because he just ain't doing what he promised he would do or whatever. And Tara Bell was like, well, you know, I just think that he's probably not as rich as he told you he was. And now he, you know, he's kind of trying to pay the piper a little bit. And, you know, but have you told him about us? I said, what? I mean, have you told him about our real relationship? I said, oh, so this your girlfriend. Oh, Tara Bell is the girlfriend, child. That's kind of where that left off. So they kind of left us hanging with that one. So anyway, that's what it was. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.